Hello there. I've had a few questions about how to create breakout rooms using Google Meet for various staff meetings and things like that. So I just thought I'd put a quick screen share together. Um, Jordy, Bert, and myself kind of hacked this together for our planning the shift pop-up meet, and I apologize in advance. This is not scripted in any way, so I'm just going to kind of walk you through some of the thinking in the process as we went through it, and kind of show you how to do a Google Meet. TLDR, the short way to talk about it is essentially creating a bunch of parallel Google Meet rooms at the same time and having links to those rooms. All right, so in a nutshell, that's all it is. So it's not rocket science or anything. So here we are for the pop-up meet, and we had a meeting overview, the house rules, and here's some kind of the norms that are helpful, and the tech rule. So the tech rules, some of these norms we're kind of just getting used to in Zoom and Google Meet world, muting your mic when not speaking. The one thing I really wanted to draw your attention to is please only be in one meet at a time. We discovered that like being simultaneously in two meets, which can happen if you click on another link to go to another meet, you can have two meets open at the same time and on two different tabs, and if both of the mics are going at the same time, you get crazy audio feedback issues. So that's just one kind of norm that you want to set out, and whatnot. And then, if you get lost, come back to the main room. So I'm going to skip past the content because that's not really applicable, and come right into this. So we had a main meet with a discussion, and then we had breakout rooms with some discussion points that we all kind of discussed in the main room first, with a reminder to leave the main meeting and then to avoid nasty audio feedback, and discussion points, and then we went into the breakout rooms. This is modeled after the feature built into Zoom where you can take your participants from the main meet and Zoom will break it down into rooms. So there's a bit of legwork on the back end to have your participants, and what we did was for this event, we had a list of participants and we emailed them in advance and say, like, you will be in breakout room 1, you will be in breakout room 2. So because it is crafted this the way that we did it, so we have parallel links, and we had a lot of participants and we wanted to keep it small so the discussion is easier and had more flow. So we only had 5 or 6 people in a room at the time, so everyone's voices heard. We had a lot of breakout rooms, and we had an army of facilitators that helped kind of guide the conversation. So for every breakout room, we had a facilitator that would know in advance that they're also going to breakout room 3 and just facilitating the conversation. And so these are all links that are embedded, and everyone was shared in this slide deck before the meeting. So they had this, and they also were emailed that as a result. Now, the way that we generated that on the back end was to go to a calendar, and so I just made one right here. So here I've got an event coming up, and you can do this obviously in advance with a main room Google Meet, and it's one meeting, and then a series of breakout rooms, breakout room A, B, and C. So the way that we work that through is each one has its own link, and so then we copy that link and bring it into the slideshow and share that. It's kind of like a manual workaround for the Zoom feature, and I think that's mostly it. If I go back to my thing, so we had breakout rooms, and at the end of the breakout room we posted the link to the main room so people could get back to the main room, and were able to kind of navigate to go from one meeting to the small group and then back to the main group for a reconciliation. And then we created this doc that was like breakout rooms with links and the facilitators and things like that. So it is a fair amount of like kind of logistical planning on the back end, but so far as a result it has been pretty smooth in terms of navigating out from a main room into breakout rooms and back. So hopefully that's helpful. If you have any questions about any of the logistics, happy to help any way I can. All right, there you go.